All right, we're back on the boat for a couple of days of work before we set out for Sarasota. We have a motley crew this time. My father is back, call him Abuelo. Introducing a new character out there, Greg.
Yo.
Hi.
Hey.
And introducing one of my oldest friends, Brian, a sailor in his own right, co-captain for the voyage. All right, we've been a little aggressive in our last few videos, but we're going to get that master shower drain connected. The aft port sump pump, shower drain, etc. is not working. You've seen the kitchen sink disposal doesn't work. The sink's not draining. And then we still have the cabin 3 bilge, caulk and epoxy, generator, alternator, and then things we say we're doing. We're going to do the blowers. We're definitely going to figure out the depth. Let's get started. All right, we are doing a little water fill. Looks like we're just over half full. Just filling it in. Shopvac's keeping the hose from it popping out. All right, I'm very excited about this next project. So you guys know who've watched my channel for a while. I'm into boat restoration. I'm also into open source electronics. And it's not that I am anti black box systems, but I just don't understand why in 2025 Raymarine, Furuno, etc. displays have to cost what they cost. I think we're paying for legacy stuff there, research and design. I'm okay with that, but if there's another way, let's do it. So there will be a lot of the open source boat project on this boat, no question about it. But I'm also looking for new ways to do things. So friends at Orca, a European company, sent me some things to try. So this is the Orca core. This has a built-in GPS and compass. It's a bidirectional NEMA 2000 compatibility, and it will serve as a wireless gateway if we need it. We won't need that. But this connects into the boat. They sent me the Orca Display 2, which this thing is badass, if I may say. It's an Android-based tablet, but the difference is custom designed by Orca. It's brighter than an iPad Pro, and the way they bonded the screen allows it to be seen in direct sunlight. So it's a little thicker than your average tablet, but I'm really interested in trying this out as my chart plotter. So we're going to look at that. And then they also sent me the Orca mount, which is a seamless mount. You can see these grooves where it will slot in, look real nice. We'll use this temporarily on probably a ram mount, on a pedestal mount. But eventually, I'd love to just mount it in and keep it nice and clean. I've teased this, but all of this is going away. All of this is going to be sleek glass. So a lot of what we do today is going to be temporary for our first journey. But I want to get the Orca core connected to NEMA 2000, see what data we get, so we can take our trip, which from this video right now is actually going to be tomorrow. So we don't have a lot of time. Let's get to work. So the Orca comes with a few things. Comes with a NEMA connection. Comes with a second 4-pin connection, which I think is for Ethernet. You're going to learn with me. Comes with an additional NEMA 2000 T, which I think we have a slot, so we won't need that. What I want to do is get this on the boat, just get it connected, and see what happens. One of the things they're known for is plug and play, so it ought to be really easy to do. Looks like we can surface mount this. But I know we also can mount it under something. I kind of like the look of it. I wouldn't mind it sitting right there. So let's see if we got a hole saw. Again, this is all going to go away, so I'm not too worried about where it goes. But, still might as well make stuff look nice while we're dealing with it. Comes with a power connection for... Oh, this is the other port. So we're not going to use that because we're going to pick up power from the NEMA network. I do think I'll put my core right up here. So let's measure center here. That is 12.
I'm only in it like 4 hours, so 2 hours.
That is 6 and 6. All right, so we're going to drill right there with a hole saw, drop this thing down. It's going to be really interesting to get it through here, but we're going to try. All right, let's figure out what hole saw we need here. You got to use the DeWalt, he said. We got a better. Oh, so,
All right, these 4 screws I'm sitting right here.
Oh yeah.
looks good, right? Alright, so we are going to put this retaining nut. Alright, we are on the nut. And that looks good now. We can get to this 3. Now this may be another spot to use. Fiberglass pole. Try to run a little fiberglass rod, essentially like this.
Would it be easier to shove it this way and try to hook it?
Probably. Okay, give them that.
There it is. Sorry.
All right, I'm at the very end of it.
I got here.
All right, hold on to it. Let me get you some tape.
You got it.
Looky, and we actually have an open port on our network down here.
Couldn't it plug into the back of this thing? Back of the garbage?
No. It's got to go to a backbone.
Wow.
Which there's that T connector that's lying near the gauges.
Yeah.
It's got to come off of one of those, but I've already got one.
Okay.
We have a T right here. So in theory, when I plug this in, you're going to power that thing up. No idea if it has lights or anything on it, but it should have power now.
Yes, it does have a light. That's fine.
It does have a light. It has a pairing light. Getting started. Look at that. Orca, powered by Android. Okay. All right, guys, we're doing this together for the first time. And I'm not an Android guy normally. Let's go start. Connect to a mobile network. I don't see it here, so we're going to skip. Oh, connect to a Wi-Fi network. Okay. There's our Perseverance Starlink. So I guess it would have also accepted a SIM card, which is pretty cool, actually. Getting your tablet ready. This may take a few minutes. I'm really interested to see. Remember, our depth is incrementally working. I'm just wondering if we're going to have any better experience on here. I suspect not, and that will not be the problem of Orca. It is a depth problem. Now that my friend Brian, who was just in frame, is here, we might look at that tonight. It's under, I believe it is under the washing machine. So that will be as fun as it sounds. But he's quite strong and happy to do things like that.
And very limber.
And very limber, yeah. Wants my Google account, which this is all Android stuff. Okay, Orca just launched. So did the normal Android, Gmail, Google account stuff, and literally starts with start navigation. All right, there we are. No core is paired, but we do see it on the app. Join network. Okay, Orca core connected. Orca core connected, people.
Really?
So we had a little trouble doing that on here, but we're connected. So I'm very interested to see our instruments. Oh, cool. Check this out. So, rudder, I'm moving the wheel. The rudder is moving. Let's see what we got in this mount. Because, again, final boat, I would love to flush mount it. But I think for now, we're going to mount this up on the fly bridge, which is where we're going to spend most of the time. So we got those in. Drop the ram mounts. So the ram mount is made by a third party, who is Ram Mount. And I have read that they have very good reputations. I'm just putting everything on here that is included. So it comes with thumb screws. So this is what it's going to be like, and we literally slot it in, lock it in, and when it's in, as long as we wire this, it will charge itself. Doesn't drain. So we have a new disposal just in case. We might get the old one working, but clearly something was run down that is clogging that line. All right, we didn't film our first disassembly here, but definitely an issue. We think the pipe's draining.
Can you get the ground wire on there? Or maybe what we could do is, if you have a crimp for the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Okay.
I don't know if it fits. I mean, it's.
I don't think it's gonna fit because the guy.
Okay. That might have been a lone break. 1 second. I'm going to try it real fast. Okay. Oh, the GFI popped.
Okay. All right. And that people is how you
I forgot where it came from.
test. Interesting. Another reason to read instructions is this appears to have a plug in it.
Oh, no way. So a dishwasher wouldn't have trouble draining, I would assume.
I told you, I use
Those-
my pick all the time.
Those directions are still for rookies. That's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. All right, so this thing then had. All right.
Does that turn the water on?
Yep.
Look for leaks.
Yep.
I'm going to put a stopper in the drain just to see if that
I also put some tank treatment in this fresh water that is actually you could drink the treatment, but it is foamy. Yeah.
Well, it drained that even without that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign.
Look at that. All right, sink disposal. Never even went in the doing column. It is done. Place this engine room blower right here with a new Atwood 4-inch inline blower. You know it's good because it says turbo. Got some blower hose if we need it. Let's get to work. Let's see if we can get this blower installed. Let's verify our flow one more time. Blow out. Okay. That's solid. I think we wire it now. Just going to check our polarity and that it works when we flip the bilge blower switch. So we have no power now, which is expected. And we have 13 volts. And our polarity is correct. So yellow is positive on this side too. look into that for a second. All right, so there are two bilge blower switches, one at the flybridge and one at the lower helm. When I turn them both on, the fact that I was getting like 5 volts made me think I was getting half power. So let's try this first of all. Okay, well, it works. Why the hell? So it should be wired as a 3-way switch and it's not. I don't love that. So tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna wire this up. We're gonna know we have to use both switches and we're gonna fix it later for sure. Definitely moving air. Blowers are done.
I'm using a screwdriver to strip them. Here we go. It's out of the way. It's pretty good.
Some of these working. I'll put that and see that.
Your pants? What's it?
Use some quick marine weld from JB Weld. Mix it until everything is. Let's try to bad stick in the hole here.
Oh yeah, fill up your hole.
It's cracks. Oh. Look at that.
His screwdriver's gone in the river.
We drilled out our epoxy. We're ready to go. I'm going to kind of flood the hole with 4200. Because I want it to really press and it goops out. That's great. Rock solid. All right, Greg, that's the strongest thing I'm about to. It's in there. All right, I am wondering if this is my fuel tank sender. I think it might be. Took the screws out. Just gonna see if I can get it out easily. Oh yeah. That is definitely a fuel tank sender. So the question is, that's obviously not good. Wire's detached. Let's take a look at it first of all. Okay, it looks all right on the inside. I'm going to put it back together, and I'm going to try to find the other wire here. You think they'd be coming out of the same wiring harness, right? which is right there. Is anything not attached? That's attached. We're going to test something. So I haven't done much, but notice we're reading fuel now. So I am wondering if it is working, because it was pegged. Or, like, did I dislodge it? Was it stuck? You know, that kind of thing. All right, so Greg is getting started on that shower drain. It's everything that came out of that back shower. This is what happens when you don't use, well, that probably is stainless steel, but leaky stuff. So we did it as right as, you know, there's not necessarily a standard sometimes, but we did it as right as we could do. All right, we got the shower drain done in the master. All right, let's do an easy job, which is the new light in the VIP shower. I like this little gun. It's not terribly powerful, but it's also about 1/5 the size of a normal heat gun. Gets the job done. The multitude of wiring colors on this DC circuit is interesting. Alright, so black is positive. That's mold, so bleach is doing a great job on it. Let's test this. Nice bright light. Heat shrink those and we're done. We have a working shower. It's been cleaned. We even did a little hotel treatment because there's nowhere to put stuff. This one's ready to go. All right, let's do a Raycor change. Got a little diesel here just to top it off. These don't look too bad. Sump it off. Any air out of there. Perfect. All right, next up is the aft port sump pump. Here we go. All right, so we are going to put a new sump down here. The bilge pump is bad. There's a chance we could fix it, but honestly, the sump system is just as easy to replace. So this is from Seaflow. You saw me buy some other Seaflow products, but haven't really used them, but they have great reviews. That's disgusting. So this is our pump out line. We have an automatic. This is a better design product just by how this is done. 3 wires. Hot neutral switch, right? And we have 4 wires here. So we're gonna figure out what's going on here. All right, we're gonna have to get these wires back to, this sump has a bilge pump and a switch. The one we're putting in has it integrated. So we're gonna have to get this back to just positive and negative. Well, there goes the finger. Yeah, got a bleeder. All right, let's cut away. Let's cut away from our fingers. What's happening?
That's all done. Works good.
Good. I sliced my finger open.
That's not
That
good.
doesn't look bad, does it?
I have Band-Aids.
I do too. I just gotta go get them. All right, we'll clean that stuff up. But there's our positive and negative. I suppose we'll go get a Band-Aid. By the way, let's see what's bad here. All right, we're gonna replace it regardless, but I just want to see if we have power to the pump, because if we do, I'll pump this water out. All right, that's all we're gonna get. That's pretty gross. All right, let's get that vacuumed up. Look at this. We got a shower sump coming in.
And then I'm gonna just hook that up.
Yeah,
I had to go low.
but that's still got enough clearance, I think.
Yeah. I have to turn it, and then I want that under here like that.
You want me to spray it or you
Yeah,
want
but please spray. That's perfect. Thank you. That's it.
it? You're on, yeah. You heard it click, right? Tried to fire.
And is that where the light dimmed?
Uh-huh. And I need brown, white, and I need black. So, yeah, it's just all kinds of fucking weird wrong. Oh, look at it working. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
yeah, I'm just gonna do one more
The
time.
angle definitely does
Yeah,
not help.
yeah, because obviously it's leaning towards the inlet.
So what I'll do is I'll get a piece of the starboard and make it a wedge out of it.
Uh-huh.
And this will sit on there and we'll screw down to it, but I'll epoxy it on. So, but for today, I mean, obviously, if it fills to a point, it's going to drain.
Started.
I know.
I think by trying to get it away. This little project took longer than I thought.
That's welcome to a boat.
Yeah.
Greg got the aft port sump done.
Huh.
We are going to try packing the shaft. I've never done it. We're in the water. It seems like a great idea, doesn't it? All right, I verified earlier that I could get the forward nut loose. And so it is loose-ish. I'm not going to loosen that nut anymore yet. We're going to cut our 3 pieces of packing. We're going to cut it into place just like this. Okay. So we're going to cut at an angle. That is helpful. And so that should be 1. And it,
Nice.
it is nice. Three pieces of packing. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry about that. Oh, that's great. There should be 3. If you don't know that there's 3. All right, we are good.
I don't know how tight to make it. Pretty tight?
Just, I would say, just so it doesn't back off. And we are dry.
And that's a little drip, but not bad.
A little drip is okay. Good morning. It's time to depart, and that's in the next video.